This is going to be a quick video going over Zedan Mutlu's, hopefully I said that name right, $100,000 funnel. Now, he's probably been popping up a ton on your feed lately. He's really big in the fitness space, in the kind of men's sphere, and he's doing very, very well. Obviously, as you can see, $100,000 per month, roughly in total for his whole funnel. And in this video, I'm just going to be going over what this funnel looks like, and then the points that obviously sets this funnel apart from a lot of others, and then how you can kind of take advantage of this in your own right, whether you're a content creator, someone just running ads to an offer, whatever that may look like. Now, first, we're just going to start with awareness. Now, the main awareness comes from his Instagram Reels, and TikTok, which is two big ones for him. As you can see, the views here he gets are really, really good. And then the YouTube. Now, YouTube he leans on for educational content. Now, obviously, they don't get as much views as you really want them to, but realistically, like 80K views on a video on how to get in 99% better shape, realistically, as a fitness offer, which he's running a fitness and a personal brand offer, they kind of merge into one funnel. This is a really good video. And same with this one, and then same with this one. These are all very good high education and also high authority videos. This is what you kind of want to merge here. Realistically, with this kind of content, the lifestyle sells. The lifestyle and the physique sells. So for a fitness creator, his physique is obviously going to sell. That's why he's in the thumbnails. That's why he's kind of pushing that a lot. And then the lifestyle, which is the $1 Million Empire stuff. If you look at his Instagram and TikTok content, all of it is the lifestyle content. Now, some good kind of content style that he has really adopted here is he's not really talking any of them, but he has the caption and then just a really sick background that just shows, again, the authority and the credibility. A lot of people just automatically trust this guy as he's got a decent physique and he's got a really good background or a good environment. He's living in a luxurious island. He's in a luxurious villa, whatever that looks like. A lot of people want to have the Bali and physique lifestyle, right? It's really a lot of lifestyle that people really kind of want to copy. So he just takes this and he puts it in a very replicable content source that gets thousands and thousands and thousands of views just with a simple caption. You can pump that out. It gets a ton of views and it starts as an awareness funnel. So realistically, these two ones, which he just copies the same thing, again, subtitles and then just really good physique and lifestyle content, all just push the immense amount of views. That's just super replicable, pushes them to the YouTube. The YouTube then leans into more of this still aesthetic, but now position him as that authority. He really talks about his story. He talks about how he got deported at 23, which is a crazy story, and he built a $1 million empire. So all of this is really using the really replicable, easy, super view-conscious style here that really aims to go viral. Realistically, it doesn't teach too many people stuff. It's mainly just about getting views. It doesn't matter. It's get views, push it to the YouTube. YouTube is where he educates a lot of people, talks about his story, really gets to know them, and then pushes them to either his fitness coaching, which is one-on-one, which is fitness and lifestyle, which again leans into his content style, or he's got a private school community, which is like how to make money, like the typical kind of offer here. So then what it looks like after the awareness section is a simple link in bio. As we can see, link in bio to the two options here. Now the work one-on-one link, this is what it looks like at the moment. Very simple, like it's literally 4 questions basically. Again, what describes you? Like if this is such a simple application form, 4 fields, realistically, he's not actually getting the most amount of information from this. So if I was him, I would really start to get more information because realistically, these are the 2 main sections. The one before this is where he obviously gets them to opt in, give them SMS and phone number, sorry, not SMS and then email and stuff. However, then he's just got these 2, and then the last question, I forgot what it was, but it's basically over, right? This is the 2 main qualifiers before the demo call. Now, this isn't really going to qualify someone as much. However, this is still a really good structure. You want to push to a link, then push to an application. However, again, this is still a little bit of a mistake here, in my opinion, as you want to have a VSL. You want to have a VSL and then an application form. I always think it's better to have a VSL where you get someone to buy into it. You get someone to watch a 5, 6, 7-minute VSL that really hammers into their pain points, gets them hyped up, gets them ready to make a change, and then push them to an application form that's a bit longer and that's a bit more in depth, as then 1, you're going to get the application filled out, and 2, you're going to get it filled out in the most detail possible, as they've already watched the VSL, they've already bought in, they're really interested, they want to make money, they want to change their life, they want to get shredded, whatever it may be. And then they're going to fill in the application form, which now you can go into more detail as already bought in. And once they're bought in, then you're going to push them to the demo call, which is coming up. And the setter or closer, whatever you do, is now going to be able to qualify this lead much better and have a really good idea of how to tackle the call. This way, it doesn't really give too much information. It's obviously like just 4 kind of points here on both that does give a bit of information, but it still, in my opinion, doesn't qualify the most. However, he's still crushing. And this still is a really good application. Gets them to know what are they interested in. So obviously, what offer can you push them to, whether it's fitness coaching, whether it's fitness and lifestyle. So I assume this one would be his community offer, the middle one here. The one-on-one obviously be the higher tier one-on-one stuff, or it's literally going to be, this would probably be the school group here. Again, just buy back 10 hours a week, kind of more systemization. Then he's obviously going to be asking them kind of what state they are. If they're a founder entrepreneur, they most likely have money or willing to spend money. For a corporate 9 to 5, again, they have money, but maybe they're stuck for time, so they just want something quick. College student, realistically broke, but is high motivation depending on the type of person they are. So again, these are really good questions. However, I think more detail is always going to be better for these type of applications. Then this is the same one-on-one link funnel bit here. This is an SMS. So the reason we know this is SMS because in the embedded code, there is an SMS opt-in. So he would have already got your kind of SMS number beforehand. So he'd be hitting you on SMS and email. A lot of people, like some people do SMS, some people don't do SMS. I highly recommend if you are pushing a lot of numbers, like obviously Zedan is like $100,000 per month. He has the money to spend on this, right? It is good, right? If you can really lean into it and get it working, SMS is obviously going to be opened more than email would. Emails are notoriously not open depending on how good it is. However, you just do have to be careful because one, you can waste a lot of money if you aren't respecting someone's space, right? If I get a text on my phone, it cannot be scammed. If it's a scam or like spam, I'm blocking that, reporting that instantly. And there is a lot of ramifications if you just keep getting reported and spammed a ton. It's just going to absolutely crush you. So you need to have a really good funnel and a really good system where people are fine with getting text message, and the text messages are going to be really valuable and worth them coming up on their phone, as people regard iMessage, for example, as a really private space. They do not want to be sold there. So that's something just to keep in mind, but SMS can work really well if you really lean into it in the proper way. So then he's obviously pushing them through an SMS setup flow, giving them what the pricing looks like, kind of the story, everything like that. Just pretty simple. And then pushing to a Calendly audit, which looks like here. This is one thing a lot of people don't do is, if you book a call and don't show, we won't offer you another session. Pretty simple, pretty like in your face, as we don't want no shows. Don't no show, either come or cancel the call, as it's going to be a waste of time. A lot of people get this. I think this could be improved if you have a VSL and just a kind of onboarding flow here, as realistically you're going to get a lot more people to turn up if you give them a lot more information and talk about what their dream state could be. However, you just really want to be wary of no-shows and just basically make it up front. Hey, if you don't show, you're not getting another one. It's done. A no-show is going to show us that you really aren't serious. So that's another good thing he does there with the demo call. Then he pushes to the bespoke coaching, which is, from research, it's around 2.5. It's around 2,400 paid in full, or split payment with 900, which only takes on 10 clients, which is around $24,000 a month. Now, again, this could be improved. I definitely think he could be making more and maybe implementing more of a coach kind of thing, though it is one-on-one, but that's the thing with personal brands, right? If you're starting out, then one-on-one is very good. However, one-on-one can get quite a struggle for someone, as realistically, he can only say take on 10 people, and he can keep raising the price, which he probably should. But realistically, 10 people ain't that much, even at a high price. Like, you really need to go super high to really start scaling that. So it's just something to keep in mind with one-on-one. It's really good at the start, really good at the kind of numbers that Zedan is doing. But in terms of scale and growth, definitely need to kind of move away from that model when you hit those really high numbers. But at the moment, obviously, very good price. I assume that's in USD. So it's really good, 24,000 USD a month. Cannot complain for what he's doing, and it's only 10 people. It's not going to be that much work. He'll just be hopping on calls and etc. It's not that hard. Then for the other link in bio, which is going to be pushing to the school, which we saw over here, which is this one here. This one down here, this link is to his like Shopify store where he's selling like barber products or something. So we're only going over the info product one here. But the game plan, which is his school community, $80, pretty simple, weekly live Q&A, leaderboard gamification. Obviously, he's got a VSL, which you can see here. A lot of people don't do VSL for their school communities. Like, say this was even $5, I would still recommend doing a VSL. A VSL is just going to help you set expectations, really just convert a lot better. Like, even if it's $5, you can easily get someone to convert for $5. Obviously, you don't want to sell something for $5, but the point is still, VSL, no matter how low a price you think you're doing, VSL is always going to be good in my opinion. Some people don't do it and just push it straight to the buy or just trying to convert them. However, a lot of people are moving low ticket products. So the good people who know and are smart, they know that their low ticket product is is so important. They know that it's one of the best things in their funnel, and it really sets the standard, which is what Zedan's doing, is what he's doing very well. This looks very high quality, and it's pretty cheap, right? $80. But he's really setting the tone here, and that's why it's good having a VSL that's very high quality and highly edited, because it shows he's actually taking care into this. He's really put the time and effort into showing that this low ticket product, even though it is relatively cheap, is going to be worth your time. So I think that's really good. Setting up a VSL is so key, and even editing and just making your low ticket product look the highest quality it possibly be is going to benefit you so much more in the long run. I would not look at it as a cheap product now. It's more of a taste test, and it's more of just something that people can use straight away and then upsell later on. Then he does have an upsell for this. He has an upsell, which is a $300 offer, which is a fast track call. Pretty simple, like $300 for kind of order bump there for a call. Could be a little bit high depending on the lead quality he's getting. However, I do not know the lead quality he's getting. If it's coming from YouTube, usually very high quality leads. So a quick $300 call just to fast track kind of does make sense. And I do think that it does quite well. However, it's only around 22%, still a decent amount of money that he can add on to his current funnel. But still, the premise here is very, very good. Having a call that you can get a quick upsell on, maybe it's a $50 call, $100 call. Maybe it's just another low ticket offer that's kind of aligned with this. Maybe it's a one-off. Maybe it's you buy this community and then you get the option to get like a template or an operating system or some extra course resources or something for an extra $80, extra $100. Most of the time people are going to buy it, especially if it's one-off. If they're buying recurring and then they pay for a one-off, they're most likely going to convert on that depending on where your leads are coming from. If they're really low quality leads, maybe not. But Zedan's leads are going to be very, very high quality. They're going to be very motivated. They're most likely entrepreneurs or people just who really want to take action, and they have the money. They're probably from the US. They're just going to spend it. $300, again, could be a little bit high, but in general, having a quick upsell to someone buys is going to be very, very good. Then pushing to simple game plan, 400 members. Then in this, he has a week 2 webinar. Now, this is a really interesting one because obviously he has the weekly Q&As, but whenever someone joins, there's going to be a webinar. And in this webinar, it's basically just going to be a sales pitch. It's literally a sales pitch every week, pumping people into a 12-month coaching sprint. This is different to the one-on-one coaching, as one-on-one coaching is going to be Zedan. He's only doing that. But the coaching sprint is going to be, obviously you may have coaches and stuff in there. He'll have better resources. There'll be more touch points. And it's just another upsell, right? But this is really good in his community, which the only issue with this, again, could just be too much sales. People buy into this and say they're in there for 4 weeks, a month. If you have a webinar every 2 weeks, you're basically getting sold every 2 weeks. So I would just be careful with framing if you're going to be able to do something like this, but I still think it's a really good option here to just pump upsells, right? You're going to have a lot of people coming in here. If you host even a webinar once a month where you maybe do it under the guise of pure value, maybe you get someone in there, just like make it super, super valuable, more valuable than all the weekly calls, really go in depth into something. And then at the end say, hey, if you want more of this, if you want more help, if you want a fast track, basically, as he's doing up here, then join the weekly coach, the 12-week coaching sprint, and it's a good upsell. So I do think that's good what he's doing here. Pretty simple then, pushing to a 12-week coaching sprint. 12 weeks could be a little bit long. A lot of people tend to go around the 6 to 8 week, but either way, having a program that is a set amount of weeks usually gets paid in full. Pretty simple. He says around here 8 sales a month just from the research. So pretty good, a really good kind of upsell there, having a webinar basically every couple of weeks. And then he also has an Amplify partnership. Amplify is like a group of large fitness creators that's run by, I think, LP Robertson, who's a killer in the space. And he's able to push a lot of people into that through his kind of ecosystem that he's got. I'm pretty sure he's a tier 1 affiliate. So it means he gets the most amount of commission, etc. from everything. So it's just a really good way to kind of get a lot of money from his kind of audience in terms of pushing them to a really high quality product, which is Amplify. And obviously the Amplify itself is made up of a lot of affiliates. I talked about it in my LP video. I think it's like 100 affiliates. Obviously they're not all tier 1, but 100 affiliates for a product, all creators, all with millions and millions of views a month, is going to lead Amplify to be a huge company, which it already is. But it's pretty simple with obviously what Zedan's doing, pushing to Amplify. So he's got a lot of upsells here. He's got his 12-week, he's got his order bump after the buy for the $80. He's got the coaching, and he's got the revenue from the partnership. So he's got a lot of revenue coming in and a lot of different kind of areas and touch points, which is really good. In terms of scaling, like a lot of people may scale just with one funnel and one offer. That's good, but when you hit a point in round where Zedan's at now, You just want to start to branch off, start getting some other areas, start upselling people here and there, run a different offer that is aligned with the current offer, but maybe just a little bit different, run ads to that, see how that goes. Because the more that you kind of space everything out, the better it is in terms of scaling. If one thing breaks, if one thing stops working, then you've got this other place. It's pretty simple, like diversification. And if you're an investor, right, you want to diversify what you're actually doing. That's the same with info and your offers. But you don't want to do too many at the start. You want to focus. I always tell all the beginners, no matter what, focus on one thing. Focus on one thing and do that right. However, when you start to scale, as Zedan's doing, the more little upsells you can do here, the different offers you can do here, having an affiliate option is very, very good. And same with the game plan. It seems he's running an affiliate as well. We get 40% of recurring commission. It's pretty good. And obviously leading a lot of other people to join. And it just pushes all the way back up to the link in bio and the awareness section. So whatever you do, whatever offer you are running, affiliates is going to be a great way just to push more revenue in. A lot of people like Ali Abdul did a video on him recently where he just gets people to post organic social proof content and they get part of the affiliates. And it's also very good because it's organic content, it's organic social proof. But again, it's a pretty simple funnel. It's a high quality funnel. There's a couple things that you might want to change in terms of maybe putting a VSL before the application, having a more detailed type form, which is obviously going to lead to better calls in my opinion. But he's also doing well with the SMS. I think that was really some good touch points there. If you do respect the person's time, you have to really respect people's time with the SMS. And then again, this is a very good one here. Price, I'm not too sure on. However, no matter what, having a straight order bump after purchase is amazing. That's where a lot of people, they've already bought. If you can get them on another one, if you can get them on like $100 one-off thing, that's the highest chance you've probably got right there. They're already in the buying mindset. They've already consumed a lot of content. They may have watched a VSL. They're ready to buy. They're like, that's going to be the best time to be able to push them. Then obviously later on, he does have an upsell in a webinar. I would make sure if you do something like this again, make sure it's valuable. Make sure it's super, super valuable. The more value you can provide up front, the less the upsell is really going to hit them. And they're not going to be like, oh, this guy's trying to sell me again. If the upsell is really good and it's in a super, super valuable place where you're providing them a lot of value, say in the webinar, then it's going to make a lot of sense. And the upsell is not going to hit them as hard and it's going to be very low friction for them as they get a lot of value from it. So even though they do feel they've got sold to, it's not as bad because they just got so much value, so they don't care that much. So this has just been a quick overview of Zedan. His funnel, very high quality, hitting around $100,000 per month right now. You can take a lot from this is just, if you are scaling, start to diversify a little bit, do a quick order bump or upsell after someone's bought, they're in the buying mindset. I would implement a VSL football application, in my opinion. SMS is very good. You want to respect their time. And then for the one-on-one stuff, there is a cap to that. So just do keep that in mind if you are doing one-on-one. One-on-one is going to be very good for whatever you're offering at the moment, just because you're really going to understand the lead. So Zedan would have a very, very good idea of what his leads are doing, the type of people they are. That's going to help craft other offers, lower ticket offers. It's going to help him in his coaching sprint as he's going to be able to teach these coaches how to kind of work inside his business and really craft kind of his message in their own way. But it's going to give him a really good idea of how to work. So at the start, one-on-one coaching is amazing. But in terms of scaling, you just do want to be careful of that as there is a cap, right? So apart from that, I hope you guys found some value from this. I do have a lot of other videos going over top creators. Another one is probably Alfie Robertson, who is very similar to Zedan, who I think is the main guy who runs Amplify. So you can check that video out. And if you have any questions, I'll put my X down below. You can just send me a message. And I also have a link below if you want to hop on a call with me. But apart from that, I'll speak to you guys in the next video. Cheers.